Hi guys, and welcome to my 55th video. Thank you so much for joining me if you are a return subscriber, or hello if you are new. My name's Adrina, I'm an Australian teacher and mum, currently on a break at the moment, trying to figure out this whole teacherpreneur online space, selling my teaching resources and Clipart online. Now, if you've watched any of my videos recently, you'll know that I've mentioned the platform Creative Fabrica a few times. I mentioned them in my best free websites to get commercial use Clipart in, and I also mentioned it in my more recent video, my money and manifestation video, where I created Clipart and I mentioned it being a seller on there and a few other things about them. So today I have two exciting things I want to share with you guys involving Creative Fabrica, and I think that this could be quite beneficial to some of you guys who follow this channel. So the first thing is an amazing money-saving, time-sensitive deal for $2.99 that you're not going to want to sleep on if you are a teacher, an educator, a homeschool parent, or the like. You're not going to want to sleep on this deal. And the second thing is a new opportunity for teacher authors if you're wanting to sell your teaching materials online. That's not Teachers Pay Teachers. So those are the two things I'm going to go over. So if you're interested in hearing about those, then keep on watching. But before I get into this, I want to really be very transparent, because you know I like transparency. And I want to say that I am so grateful today to be able to say that this video is in collaboration and is sponsored by Creative Fabrica. So thank you, Creative Fabrica, for allowing me to showcase this to my audience. And I'm so thrilled to be able to partner and collaborate with Creative Fabrica, because as you guys know, I do genuinely use Creative Fabrica in my works. I literally have a font and Clipart addiction with them, and just in general, but we're not talking about that today. So, alrighty, now if you have never heard of Creative Fabrica before, I will just bring you up to speed really quick. But they are a company that started in June of 2016, and they are based in Amsterdam. So they sell a range of different things from fonts, Clipart, graphics, KDP interiors, crafting. They even have creative classes, and just now more recently they're branching out to education. Super exciting for them. So honestly, before they reached out to me, I actually saw their Facebook ad advertising a teacher club card, where it had access, at the time that I saw that first initial ad, it had access to 6,000 teaching material resources for $2.99, and all of the proceeds would go to teacher authors. And when I first saw the ad, I was actually thinking, like, no way, all of these teaching materials for that price? Like, no way. And if it was legit, I was like, you know what, oh, TPT, you have some competition on your hand. And I was also just thinking, like, what's the catch here? Why is this so affordable? Why is this just $2.99 for all these teaching materials? So I looked further into it, and I had a look at what was offered, and I was like, okay, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, sold. That for $2.99, and I'll show you like in a minute as to why I think that is an amazing, incredible deal for us educators, for us teachers. Like, I will explain that in a moment, but I was like, yes, I will take that. So I'm going to take you over to my computer and just kind of showcase, give you a little walkthrough of what they've got going on here, so you can decide whether this is for you or not. But really, the value in this is amazing, and I will prove that to you right now. Okay, so we're here on Creative Fabrica on their website, and as you can kind of see, it looks mostly like a graphic design type of platform, which it is. However, like I said, they've branched out and they're now doing education. So if you go up here to the tab where it says teachers, you can go and click on the teacher club card, and it will give you a bit more information about this particular deal. So let's click on that. And you can see here, so the teacher club card basically allows you access to 10.6 teaching resources. Now this is continuously growing. When I first saw their initial ad, it said 6K, and now it's already up to 10.6K teaching resources. So this is an ongoing, growing bank of resources. So you can get a total of 260 downloads per year with this subscription. So that basically means you get to download 5 teaching resources per week. Now, like I said, it is literally only $2.99. That is less than a cup of coffee, you guys. I cannot stress at how much this actually is for what I'm going to show you. And one awesome thing also about this is they really believe in supporting the teachers. So they truly support teachers, and they say 100% is paid out to the teachers or the teacher authors. You can see that I have already purchased this subscription, And it says here for me, because I've purchased it already with my own money, you guys. They haven't given it to me for free or anything. I've purchased it with my own money because literally it's only $2.99. But you're already a subscriber. You can start downloading teaching materials right away. Okay, so now that we've kind of gone through that, I will just say if you want to read more about it, they do also have some information here, a little bit about like frequently asked questions, for example, like how are you different from teachers, paid teachers, or other websites. They basically go through a few things that you can go and have a look at. I might even mention these towards the end of the video, but I just want to show you what they actually have to offer. And you can decide whether you think this is worth it for you. To me, this is 100% worth it. But once you go up to the teachers, so that's just a little bit of information if you want to have a read of the teacher club card, then you can go down to teaching resources, click on that. That is going to be where you can access and have a browse, peruse through all the different types of things that you may be able to use as a teacher or an educator or a homeschool parent or whatever the like. So literally you could spend hours looking on here. They have things from, tracing worksheets, from mega bundles, from mazes, from dot to dots, word searches, addition sheets. They just have so many different things, honestly. And as a teacher, you're like, I'm in teacher heaven right now. Like, they have so many different things. I've actually highlighted quite a few up here that I'll show you just to show you the potential and some things that I found quite interesting that I would be interested in. So I'm going to show you some of those things. But again, you can just scroll through and you can see there are so many different pages down the bottom that you can have a look through. But I want to just show you some of the ones that I think are pretty cool. So you have things like this, which is a letter tracing with coloring picture. For if you're in the classroom and you're focusing on letter recognition, this is an amazing little side thing for children to do because they can practice their letter recognition, trace the letters, and then they've got a nice little picture to color in that is related to that letter. So that just solidifies their understanding of that letter, and it just helps them, and it also gives them a fun little thing to do at the end of that as a little coloring in picture. So I thought that was really cool. It does have like a PDF file here. All of these, well, a lot of them are PDFs, but some of them do come in JPEG files. So just be mindful when you are downloading to read the description as you would with anything. Something like this is really, really good for young learners, particularly because you've got A to Z. You've got A to Z and you can use that whenever you're focusing on a particular letter of the week or letter of the day or whatever. Next one here. Now, this is just more of an interest kind of based one. So I know when I was teaching year 1, I had some kids that were literally obsessed with trucks. So to have like a little truck dot to dot coloring in type of worksheet where they can join the dots up and then color in the worksheet, that would be great for like a fast finisher or early finisher. So say your students finish their work early and they're like, oh, miss, what can I do? Which kids do that when they finish early. This would be perfect for something like that. Be like, okay, go grab an early finisher, and they could do something like this, and it's interest-based because they like those things. So they could do something like that. We also have like some just standard plain coloring in sheets. Now, I know you guys, coloring in sheets, controversial, whatever, but let me tell you, when it comes to report card season, we all need a little bit of a break, and we all have at one point as a teacher used coloring in sheets to help children, do a busy task while we're either testing or doing report cards or, doing reading levels with them and stuff like that. So something like this already, like to have these cool little coloring in pictures that, kids are going to be interested in to color in and find fun, perfect. Perfect for an early finishing activity in the classroom. Next one they've got here, monsters. I also thought this is super cool because you could even involve this in like an art activity where you were focusing on like cool colors or warm colors, and you could get them to color, their little monster in either cool or warm colors. They get to choose. I thought that would be really cool. Otherwise, just that could also be the same thing as a coloring in worksheet for an early finisher. Another one here that I thought was cool is just like a kindergarten maths activity. Now, I know that the ones I've shown you so far are more early childhood based. I specialize in early childhood, but there are a couple that you could use for older. I'll mention those coming up, but this is just a nice little early childhood one where they can count the animals and they can do a little coloring activity. Another one here. Okay, so we all know that kids love doing things with their hands, coloring in, dot markers and stuff like that. So with this, something like this, you could have it in like a little rotation where the kids could use their dot marker. This is I hand hand coordination and they're practicing doing dot markers on this particular animal. Or you could even give this sheet to a friend to fill in, to write all the different letters on here, and then give it to a friend to then to dot that particular letter. So that would be something that you could do with something like this. You have unicorn connect the dots. So this is just another like interest-based type of thing. So again, I'm speaking from experience when I had Year 1 students, and this is, again, more fun, engaging activities that they can do as like fillers or early finishes. And so this is more of like a reward kind of thing that they could do, but also involves numbers, and they get to do something that they find fun. We have like some things like alphabet missing letter book for kids. So this is just another letter recognition where they can fill in the letters there. This one's a good one here too because they've got blank comic pages. This particular resource you could use with younger or older students. You could just tailor it to your age grade. But basically you've got some blank comic pages where they can create their own story. You could even do this using like sequencing possibly if they've got one that has like a 3-bar one. I haven't downloaded this one so I don't know exactly what's in it, but this would be a really good one for older students and like middle range to young students. You could do this, but probably mid to older students this one would be great for. So you have something like this, which is an animal movements flashcards. I thought this was really cute because as a relief teacher or having done relief teaching in the past, you could do something like print this out and you could bring it into your classroom when you're working with young children, and when it's time for a brain break, you can be like, okay, you guys, it's time for a brain break. Let's get out our cards and let's have a little bit of fun, and let's get our jiggles out and let's practice moving around like different types of animals. And you could say, okay, guys, let's gallop like a horse. And you would hold the card up and you could gallop around the class as a horse. Lots of fun. You could stop, and then you could hold your card up and sit and be like, okay, let's stomp like an elephant. And the kids get really excited about those kind of things, and they'd like pretend to stomp really loudly like an elephant. And it's just lots of fun. It's great for a brain break. Kids need that little bit of movement and fun play as well. You have pen control training, which I thought was really interesting and kind of cool. You've got flashcards as well involved in these downloads. Healthy eating. This would be a nice little thing that you could print out, hang around your classroom, or have in a little sensory tray with all different types of, pretend fruits or something like that. That'd be really fun as well. You've got feelings, talking about feelings, and having like a simple worksheet that you can easily download that you didn't have to create. The weather, so you've got flashcards here, which are awesome because you can use these, print them out, and be like, okay, well, what is the weather like outside today? You also have like solar system educational posters. Another one that I thought was really cool is this robot symmetry drawing. So you can actually like print these out and allow students to try and copy the symmetry of these particular robots. I thought that would be quite an interesting, cool activity as well. You can also do like whole class games with things like these seasonal Halloween bingo cards. That would be super fun coming to the Halloween season. Now they do have other seasonal things. It doesn't have to be Halloween. You've got like pirate, you've got Christmas, you've got camping. I've seen lots of different types of bingo cards on here. So all different types of seasonal things on here. You have number tracing worksheets. Like this alone, the time that it would take to create something like this, you guys, it is worth $2.99. I'm just saying that right now. It is worth the $2.99 to have, if you're working on the number 10, for example, you find number 10, like this is a page that has 50 pages. It's a PDF file ready to print. You can do something like this. So you could just print this and it's just so easy. The access to this, the value that this particular subscription allows, it's amazing. So we've got like some educational posters that you can put up around the classroom. We've got colors, I can think smart, a few little like counting to 100, multiplication, counting, clip card chart. And I've actually printed this out, so I will show you this one in a minute as to what it looks like and how you can use something like this. But that's awesome. That's included in this as well. And again, I'll link all the ones I've mentioned here today in the description if you liked any of those ones that I spoke about. But yeah, like I said, this is just an incredible value for all of these things you can access for $2.99. It's just amazing. Lastly, I want to say they actually, even in this teacher's club card, they have some clip art included. And so obviously, me being a bit of a clip art fanatic, this alone, like literally This Clipart set alone, which is included in this particular subscription, is worth $2.99. So you can also download the Clipart that's included in this school-related Teachers Club card, and you can use that in your own commercial work. Yeah, I just want to say, put that into perspective. This alone is worth $2.99, just this download alone. All right, so I just want to show you an example of a product that I've downloaded from my subscription, and it is the Montessori count and clip cards 1 to 10. So I'll put this here so you can kind of see the download. It is by Design Studio TT. I hope I said that right. And so I've printed them out and I've laminated them. So something like this. So you've got some really cute little watercolor clipper, and what you do is with your students, you get them to get a peg and they would have to just identify the number of whatever that was. So as you can see on this particular one, we have 2 icy poles or 2 ice creams, so we just put that on number 2. And this would be something that you could do and have like a nice little sensory table set up and have like some pegs there and have other little activities involved, and you could have something like this as well added to that. So that would be really quite fun. But yeah, I just think it's really super cute. I'll link all the ones that I've mentioned below. And as a parent too, like in the future with my son, I will be using some things from this subscription so I can be able to, you know, learn and have fun with him as well. Double whammy for me being a teacher when I do decide to go back to relief teaching, and then also as a mum. I want to show you this one too. So this is just a worksheet that I've downloaded. So they do have mazes, like I said, as well. And so you have number 13, my favorite number. Anyway, and so you've got like this little worksheet that students basically have to look and find all the number 13s and follow it to create the maze. So I've got one filled out here. And then after that, then you've got your little numbers that they just have to trace at the bottom. But I think that was a super cool little fun activity that kids can work on if they are identifying numbers. I know in my year 1 class that I had, we did struggle with teen numbers, so this would be a good reinforcing activity to be able to do. So as you can see, I'm pretty excited about this for $2.99, you guys. Like, I just can't, the value is absolutely there. So do not sleep on this deal. If you think that this could be of benefit to you guys in your classroom, if you're a beginning teacher, an educator, a homeschool parent, whatever, like literally, this is an amazing deal. The time spent on creating all of these resources, you're going to save so much time to be able to just access them. Now, the only downfall that I can think about this particular subscription is the fact that you can only access 5 a week. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means you have to be more selective and more choosy with what you want to download. So Creative Fabrica also have to put something like that in place so people just don't download every single thing and then cancel the subscription. Do you know what I mean? So the value is there. That's probably why they've got that limit, and understandably so, they need to have some sort of like cap on that. And again, this is a no lock-in contract, so $2.99 for this year, and when it's not something that goes back to normal price, because usually it's $69.99. So at the moment, if you get this deal before August 23rd, 2022, then you can get it for $2.99, and when it renews next year, it'll be still the same price, $2.99. That's US dollars, you guys. So for us Aussies, or if you have a different conversion rate, that's still under $5. It's $4 something for us Australians, and I think that is 100% worth it for that amount of money for a whole year, 12 months, five downloads a week. Hello, like, it's a no-brainer. It literally is. It's a no-brainer. So like I explained in the video, there's plenty of different things that you can use this subscription for early finishing activities. When a student is finished their work early, you can go and give them a coloring in sheet, a dot to dot, a maze, a number practicing activity, a tracing activity, a cutting activity, a pencil control activity. There's so many different things on this subscription that you can have access to. They've got word searches, seek and finds, they've got the lot, you guys. They've got lots. There's seasonal things, and there's even clip art in some of the things that just actually surprised me, but I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool that they have clip art too. Okay, so why did I buy it? Literally, I bought it because I am looking possibly at going back to relief teaching in the future, and when I do, this is going to be helpful for me 100%. Not only that, like I said, I am a parent, I am a mum, and I think some of these little activities I can give to my little son as he gets a little bit older. Even just some of the smaller things. They do have toddler binders and stuff like that that I might even access and use. So as a parent, that's pretty cool for me, because then I could easily create these things. I have the ability to, you guys, but Do I want to spend 5 hours creating all of that? No. Would I rather spend $2.99 for a whole year of access to a whole bank of things? Yes, I would absolutely. So I just think this is literally a no-brainer. It's not a lock-in contract, so you literally can cancel at any time that it doesn't serve you. If you're like, I'm not using it, you know, you're finished. It's $2.99. It's $2.99 at the end of the day. Like, if you are a beginning teacher, I promise you this will save you some time. As a beginning teacher, like, sometimes you just don't have that bank of resources, so something like this is perfect. Now, again, this deal does end on the 23rd of August 2022, so I'm sorry if you're watching this in the future and you're like, oh, that deal's ended already. But if you're watching that before the time of that date where it ends, then do look into getting it, because I've got it and I've purchased it through my own money. If you are wanting to purchase it, I will include an affiliate link below. Feel free to use that, but if you don't want to use that, that's fine. Just go to their website, download the deal. But I do really think this is an amazing deal for you guys. And at $2.99, I just literally cannot stress the amount of what you get for $2.99. Hello! And so if you want to access it, just make sure once you've paid your subscription, go to that little tab, teaching resources, under the teacher club card, and you'll be able to have a look at all the teaching materials, and then you just click the ones you want to download. But just remember, there is a cap of that 5 per week. So just be mindful of that, but just be selective with what you're going to choose. Okay, so the second topic, now if you're not interested in all of what I've just said, but you're still here and you're wondering, okay, what's this second thing about the new opportunity for teacher authors? So it still involves Creative Fabrica. It's basically, if you are looking for another place online to showcase or sell your teaching materials, then Creative Fabrica might be a place you want to look into. Now, I will say there are different terms of use and different types of requirements that Creative Fabrica allow. Like, some of their stuff, they allow commercial use, so it might not fit some teacher authors, but for some that don't mind that being an issue, then you might want to look into that as a place to sell on, because they do, from what they say on their site, 100% of those downloads go back to the teacher author. They do work in a different kind of subscription model than TBT and other platforms do. But yeah, have a little read, have a little look, and just see if that is right for you. It's just another way that, Creative Fabrica is allowing the education field or teachers to be able to put their resources online. So if you are looking at possibly signing up and selling with them, I will just show you here. So join our mission and sell your materials, so you can earn a little bit of extra income. And it just kind of basically goes through a few different questions that you might have involving them, but definitely have a read over if you are looking at this as an opportunity to have another place to showcase or sell your materials, if you're not wanting to sell on somewhere like TPT. So I just want to read out this really quickly, because I know that some people might have questions. This is what it says on their website. But frequently asked questions: how are you different from Teachers Pay Teachers or other websites that offer teaching materials? So with the Teacher Club card, you get 5 weekly download credits that you can use to download every teaching resource that we have in our library. That means that you don't have to pay for each individual download. You only pay a yearly fee of $2.99. That's amazing, you guys. You basically have all the teaching materials you want at your fingertips. Apart from that, you really support the teacher that created the material, since 100% of the revenue that comes from the Teacher Club card will go to that teacher. So it says here in this second question, you stated that there is no commission paid or fees. So that's right, 100% of all the revenue that comes back to the Teacher Club card will go back to you, the teacher. So this is if you're a seller. That is because we believe education is important. Money that is purchased from that download will go to you as the person that is uploading. So if there are no fees, how do you make money? This is what they say here. Roughly speaking, it's like this. Apart from teaching resources, our library consists of over 5 million fonts, graphics, and needlework products. These products are all accessible via our All Access subscription, our flagship subscription that gives you unlimited download access to everything on Creative Fabrica. Since most of our revenue comes from our All Access subscription, we are able to give back 100% to education, because it's something we really believe in. So that is enough to say, that's a good thing to be able to upload your products and you get that revenue back when someone downloads. And it says, am I still the owner of the resources listed on your site? Yes, of course, you remain the owner of the resources that you list on Creative Fabrica. There's even a question here. I don't see how teaching materials fit into your website. I was wondering how my shop is related to your company. So it says a lot of teachers use fonts and graphics, which we do. I am one of them. I use that in my business. That makes a very logical step for us to also offer teaching materials on Creative Fabrica. We believe that education is really important. That's why we decided that we don't take a fee or a cut from the revenue that comes via the Teacher Club card. 100% goes to the creator of the teaching materials. So that is just one thing to really be like, okay, if you are considering selling teaching materials, that might be a place for you to consider. It is not exclusive, so you can list things on other websites as well. You will just need to look into how to open a Creative Fabrica store. And they have all the information on their website. So if you've made it to the end, I'm really excited to be showcasing this product for them, as I really truly believe that this is a really incredible deal, you guys. $2.99, and if you get it before 23rd of August, it will renew at that $2.99. That is literally less than a cup of coffee. Like in Australia, I'd probably pay like $5 to $6 for a hot chocolate. So to be less than one hot chocolate for a whole year, sold. So anyway, have a look into it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You might want to consider though having a look at being a seller on their website. But if it is something that you're interested in, definitely try and purchase it before the 23rd of August, because the price will go straight back up to I think $69.99. And if you can get it for this $2.99, definitely get it while you can. I'll do a community post just to remind you guys, if in case you just kind of wanted to have a look at it yourself to see if it's truly a fit for you. But I will do a post to remind you. And I'll include the affiliate links down below. Again, if you go through my affiliate links, I am so grateful and thankful. If you don't, that's totally fine too, and I'm appreciative for you just even watching this video. Alrighties guys, thank you for taking the time to watch, and thank you to Creative Fabrica for collaborating with me on this video. I just want to say I hope you all have a fantastic day, and definitely check this deal out if you are wanting to have the most value or bang for your buck at the moment in the teaching resource materials department. Alrighties, have an awesome day, and I'll see you in my next video. Adios!